we talk every year and you zero in on the major problems, and this year's so much worse. The African Americans are lacking about 26% of the pie when it comes to their economic standing, as well as education and healthcare, and Hispanics are at 21%. Tell us more, because this obviously intersects with the pandemic.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me once again. Those numbers reflect numbers before the pandemic. And the pandemic has hit Black America like a double earthquake, because it's affected our health, it's affected our standing in the economy, and certainly the racial justice issues that have been unmasked affect us greatly. The positive in 2020 has been the rising of consciousness in the wake of George Floyd's death towards social and economic justice. And it is my hope that that's going to sustain itself, and that the protest movement will find its way into the ballot box on November the 3rd, because it is only that way that true and meaningful public policy changes can come. But here's what's so critical about this. The Black community never fully recovered from the recession. The wealth losses were palpable, the income inequality was measurable, and now with this economic downturn, this depression-level unemployment that we're facing, with the prospect of some 40% of Black businesses going out of business, it cries out, it calls out for there to be an aggressive, consistent national response. So this, if you will, report is always diagnostic. It tells us where we are, but the true conversation is how to address these triple pandemics: the pandemic of COVID, the pandemic of the economy, and the pandemic of racial justice that has hit the nation, but it's especially hit Black America and Brown America and indigenous communities like a shattering earthquake.
And one of the things that you found is that Black businesses are twice as likely to be shut down during the pandemic.
You know, Andrea, the PPP program was inartfully designed, and then it was also clumsily executed. So those benefits bypassed, if you will, many small businesses, particularly many small Black businesses. If Congress must do another COVID bill, must do relief for states and cities, and must go back in and do more for small businesses. But this time, it is essential that there be a carve-out, there be a specific set of provisions, specific capital for very small businesses, for mom or pop businesses, and for African American, Hispanic, and other minority-owned enterprises who have been dramatically impacted, and with that, the families of those who own it. So the next response has to recognize that the PPP program did not work well at all when it comes to small businesses.
And we're gonna have to leave it there and have you back, because that is a whole big conversation.
NUL.org is
we'll leave it there. We're out of time.
Available to everyone. Thank you so much for having me.